Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-NextGen, VoltAero unveils Cassio 330 prototype. FlightSimExpo lands in Houston June 23rd through 25th. And 17th Annual Electric Aircraft Symposium to highlight AAM progress. And I'm your host, Lee. Welcome to the Aero-News Network's Airborne-NextGen program, a weekly news program covering the next generation of flight, from electric power to vertical lift, uncrewed vehicles, and everything in between. Let's get into today's stories. VoltAero unveils Cassio 330 prototype. VoltAero unveiled the first prototype of its Cassio 330 electric hybrid STOL aircraft during a press conference at 2023's Paris Air Show. VoltAero CEO and Chief Technical Officer Jean Botti stated, quote, "Today marks a true milestone for electric aviation as VoltAero delivers on its promise to take an all-new approach for quiet, efficient, and eco-friendly transportation that is based on a hybrid design combining thermal and electric propulsion for maximum flight safety," end quote. The first Cassio 330 prototype, somewhat unimaginatively dubbed Number 1, is slated to undertake its maiden flight in late 2023. The test aircraft will be powered by a 4-cylinder Kawasaki reciprocating engine and serve to validate airframe performance, robustness, and aerodynamic efficiency. Prototype Number 1 will be followed predictably by Number 2, which is to make its inaugural flight in 2024's second quarter. Cassio 330 Prototype Number 2, which is to be powered by VoltAero's full hybrid propulsion scheme, will be evaluated by EASA for type certification. VoltAero's hybrid propulsion scheme comprises a 221 horsepower 4-cylinder Kawasaki reciprocating engine and a 241 horsepower Safran engine USTM smart electric motor. The latter power plant drives a single 2-meter diameter aft-facing centerline thrusting pusher propeller. And coming up after the break, Billy Nolen named Archer Chief Safety Officer.
Skyleader Aircraft offers a lineup of the most powerful, durable, and efficient light sport aircraft in the industry. From trainers to roomy cockpits for long hauls, Skyleader has an aircraft for you. And the best part? They're in your budget. Skyleader's base prices are set low to give you room to customize your aircraft to your needs, desires, and wallet, allowing you to put your money where it matters to you most. Visit flyskyleader.com today to learn about our aircraft, customization options, and chat with the team.
Whether you're charting a steady course or pushing for the ceiling, Hartzell Propeller has been elevating flight for over 100 years. It's in our passion for engineering and research. It's in our dedication to testing the limits of performance and creating propellers that are as safe as they are sexy. Now, together with our dedicated family of companies, we're propelling the future of aviation. We are Hartzell Propeller, built on honor.
Welcome back. Now for some shorter stories in our Next Gen Minute. Billy Nolen named Archer Chief Safety Officer. Archer Aviation has named former FAA Administrator Billy Nolen as the company's Chief Safety Officer. Mr. Nolen's expertise in matters of flight operations and aviation safety promises to better Archer's chances of successfully commercializing urban air mobility at scale. Archer founder and CEO Adam Goldstein stated, quote, "Billy is an incredible leader and has been a staunch supporter of the eVTOL aircraft industry, spearheading our country's and the FAA's global leadership role in this important area. Together we will shape the future of transportation and make sustainable, efficient air travel a reality," end quote. General Atomics flight tests new heavy fuel engine. General Atomics Aeronautical Systems has conducted the first flight of its new 200 horsepower heavy fuel engine on a Gray Eagle unmanned aerial system at its El Mirage, Arizona flight test facility. Currently, the U.S. Army is considering replacing the 180 horsepower engines by which the service's Gray Eagle Extended Range UAS fleet is powered. General Atomics' Heavy Fuel Engine 2.0 is being evaluated as a possible replacement for the aforementioned aging and underpowered mills. Airbus and Daher to unveil electric TBM at Paris Air Show. A joint Daher and Airbus project will get to strut its stuff at the Paris Air Show, updating onlookers as to the current state of the all-electric TBM-based aircraft. The EcoPulse demonstrator strays off the beaten path of its standard Jet A drinking forebear with the addition of 6 electrically driven motors installed along the wings, trialing a distributed propulsion system to gauge overall energy efficiency. Each pod sports a 3-bladed DUC propeller and a 50-kilowatt engine US motor. FAA revises space launch airspace closure protocols. The FAA contends commercial airline passengers bound to Central Florida airports from northeastern U.S. states will no longer experience delays or reroutes during what the agency called typical space launches. Based on analyses of past space launches and data provided by the U.S. Space Force and major space launch concerns, the FAA has determined existing airspace restrictions pertaining to Florida launches are generally excessive and may be safely reduced. Well, that was our Next Gen Minute. Now back to the rest of the news. FlightSimExpo lands in Houston June 23rd through 25th. Upwards of 2,000 attendees are expected to participate in FlightSimExpo, a dedicated flight simulation event organized by the Flight Simulation Association, a community-driven organization of developers, simmers, and real-world pilots about the noble business of improving in-home flight simulation and broadening access thereto. FlightSimExpo 23 will be held across 2 locations near Houston's William P. Hobby Airport from Friday, June 23rd through Sunday, June 25th. The event affords flight simulation fans opportunity to interact with developers, try out the latest simulation hardware and software, and meet fellow practitioners of the simulation arts. The event is open to the public and welcomes flight simmers, pilots, and enthusiasts of all ages and experience levels. FlightSimExpo is intended to inspire the next generation of pilots and showcase state-of-the-art digital tools and techniques germane to flight training. The event gets underway Friday, June 23rd at the DoubleTree Houston Hobby with a series of product announcements and reveals presented by a number of the flight simulation business's preeminent developers. And after these messages, 17th Annual Electric Aircraft Symposium to highlight AAM progress.
Are you ready to ace your FAA drone pilot knowledge test, get your remote pilot certificate, and start earning money? Well, flying a drone is a great tool that can open up new business opportunities for anyone. Realtor, insurance adjuster, videographer, or commercial weekend drone warrior, you need to fly legally. Whether you're pursuing your initial Part 107 remote pilot certificate or you need a renewal, King Schools has a course just for you. So start learning today at kingschools.com.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.
Welcome back. 17th Annual Electric Aircraft Symposium to highlight AAM progress. Upwards of 40 of the world's leading electric aircraft developers and technology experts are slated to speak at the 17th Annual Electric Aircraft Symposium. The event will be held online and in person in Oshkosh, Wisconsin on July 22nd through 23rd, the weekend prior to the Experimental Aircraft Association's AirVenture 2023. The world's longest-running electric aviation technology symposium, EAS is organized by industry and government stakeholders for purpose of broadening public awareness of events transpiring within the emergent AAM sector. 2023's EAS will feature a panel convened to support the U.S. government's AAM Interagency Working Group. Panel members include Annie Petzonk, U.S. Department of Transportation Assistant Secretary for Aviation and International Affairs, and Peter Irvine, DOT Deputy Director, Office of Aviation Analysis and Executive Lead for Aviation Policy. Additional panelists include speakers from DOT, NASA, and the U.S. Air Force AFWERX unit. EAS is hosted by the Vertical Flight Society, an international nonprofit organization dedicated to the advancement of vertical flight. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching!